good night's rest is often taken for granted. Sleep is not something we think about until we have had a terrible night filled with tossing and turning that inevitably affects the upcoming day and week. At this point, we start asking questions, the most prominent one being, how can I get wholesome sleep? I've put hours of research into the sleep realm to better understand the topic at large and how it can be affected by our daily routines. People can decipher what strategies support the process of getting wholesome sleep. To allow for a better understanding, I will first talk about the 4 stages of sleep. I will then talk about the things that can prevent sleep. Finally, I will talk about nighttime methods that can aid in sleep. It is vital to distinguish between the 4 stages of sleep to better grasp what a night full of slumber really looks like. According to Landau 2019, The Science of Sleep, the typical stages of snoozing are N1, when you're barely dozing, N2 and N3, which is light and deep sleep, and REM, which stands for rapid eye movement because your eyes remain active while most of your other muscles relax. The sleep we all long for is REM sleep, which according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, is a state of sleep that recurs cyclically with non-REM sleep several times during a normal period of sleep. This type of sleep allows our bodies to fully relax and for dreams to become more vivid. It may seem like those dreams last forever, but in all reality, Landau 2019, The Science of Sleep states, we spend a quarter of the night in REM sleep, during which all of our muscles relax, except for the heart, lungs, and eyes. Non-REM sleep is just as fascinating and important as REM sleep. Merriam-Webster defines non-REM sleep to be characterized by delta wave brain activity, little dreaming, and a reduced level of autonomic physiological activity. Now that I have talked about the 4 stages of sleep, I will talk about the things that can prevent sleep. One of the main factors that leads to restless nights is stress. It can overwhelm our day-to-day tasks and keep us up at night stewing about the what-ifs. What if I can't pay for next month's rent? What if I fail that exam? Questions like these cycle through our brains as we simultaneously try to rest. We calculate the amount of time until we must wake up and start our next day. 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours and 53 minutes. The countdown is miserable and nearly amounts to the weight we feel on our shoulders to balance it all. Perhaps the heightened tensions of communities have a say in our quality of sleep as well. According to Smith 2020, 6 Secrets to Better Sleep, many people had insomnia before COVID-19, and that number is only getting higher. This goes beyond concern with self and into stressing about the well-being of our friends, families, and community members. Too much caffeine can also impact sleep. To be more precise, Smith 2020, 6 Secrets to Better Sleep states, about 36% of American adults report drinking 3 or more cups of coffee during the day, but this habit might be detrimental to sleep. It is recommended that you limit your coffee intake to as little as possible, meaning only 1 or 2 cups a day. Another factor to consider is the timing of meals, specifically evening snacking. According to Smith 2020, 6 Secrets to Better Sleep, digesting food while asleep can give you heartburn, which causes you to stir, which means you won't get to those deeper stages of sleep. As I mentioned earlier, REM sleep is the sleep we strive for. If we are late night snacking, it can prevent the chance to get to any stages of sleep. Now that I have talked about the things that can prevent sleep, I will talk about nighttime methods that can aid in sleep. For many people, sleep is not as easy as hopping into bed and instantly drifting into a peaceful anti-stress place. It requires thoughtful consideration about your daily routine, especially in the evening. One of the ways to improve your likelihood of not only going to sleep, but cycling through the various stages of sleep, is to be smart about the use of sleep aids. As Smith 2020, 6 Secrets to Better Sleep recommends, timing is key. Melatonin should be taken 2 hours before you want to fall asleep, instead of as part of your bedtime routine. Though sleep aids such as melatonin may work particularly well for some people, it doesn't work for others. Kelsey McKinney is a woman who struggled tremendously with her sleep and bought into all the sleep aids she could to try and help her. As stated in McKinney 2019, Selling Sweet Dreams, Kelsey quotes, "I bought a Fitbit, a Sonos speaker with a built-in alarm, a new mattress, a fluffier comforter, a new pillow, and more." She was stunned to find that none of these products worked for her, and after she invested all of her money, she joined a part of the population that struggles with their sleep no matter what gadget used. Hope is not lost for Kelsey and people struggling like her. Kelsey finally decided to attend a sleep retreat in Portugal, where she gained some fascinating insight on the root cause of her restless sleep from her sleep guide Sorez in McKinney 2019, Selling Sweet Dreams. "You don't need any of that stuff," Sorez tells me when I run through the list of products I've tried. People say, "How can I sleep better?" And my answer is, how can you live a better life? Sorez may have a valid point. Perhaps we are spending too much time trying to find the perfect product or perfect method. Instead, we should probably be thinking about how we can just better our lives. Now that I've talked about the nighttime methods that can aid in sleep, I will revisit the main points covered. People can decipher what strategies support the process of getting wholesome sleep. To broaden your knowledge on this, I talked about the 4 stages of sleep. I then talked about the things that can prevent sleep. Finally, I discussed the nighttime methods that can aid in sleep. Let's think back when I posed the situation that sleep is only thought of after we have had a terrible night filled with tossing and turning that affects the upcoming day and week. Instead of thinking of a solution too late, consider your options and be able to prepare for the night ahead by knowing what stages of sleep you should go through, the things you may be doing throughout the day that can negatively impact sleep, and some tips and tricks throughout the day that can help you rest. I hope you take what I have given you about how to get wholesome sleep and use it to your advantage, because with wholesome sleep, anything is possible.